For many years, my work lived in a different context. It lived on other platforms and in another way of doing things. Very focused on large-scale production purchasing, very focused on global clients, on local clients, on big projects and small projects, and on many kinds of media, both alternative and traditional. Radio, television, and print were basically the worlds I moved in. When digital arrived, some of you will remember that boom. YouTube was not the platform the industry followed. Vimeo took that role. It was the serious space for professional video. YouTube was seen as something too mainstream, the place where people uploaded just about anything. My point with all this is that as a producer, I created very little digital content that felt organic. Almost always, it was about taking the commercials we made for television and simply uploading them to YouTube. And I still think, even today, that this does not really work. But this video is not about criticizing that. It is about telling you who I am and giving you a bit of context about why I am doing this. I am Dario Lozano, an audiovisual producer in Latin America. I have spent several decades doing this work, and today I have a company that gives me something very valuable. Time that is a bit more under my control, decided more by me, and that allows me to make this kind of video. So welcome. I have always been behind the cameras. I had never turned the camera towards myself. I am a general producer of projects who takes care of other things, curating what is purchased, purchasing itself, the detail in the spreadsheet, and very often making sure all the technical and numerical aspects are met on set and in the idea. Then there are the idea curators, the creatives who own the concept, and the clients who also intervene heavily there. One day I realized that my digital footprint is very short, very small, or that it lives in places that are not where people usually look for production work. My pieces are there, the advertising work I have done is there, but my experience is not really explained anywhere, and quite often it is hard for people to understand what a producer actually does. So I said to myself, I'm going to take this on. I'm doing it a bit later in life because I'm 52 years old. Am I late to this? I do not know, but I want to contribute. I do not want a channel where I'm shouting or where people are pushed into doing all sorts of things. This is a channel to chat, to talk calmly, where I want to add my grain of sand. If someone is in the same situation with very little visibility, not only in their immediate context, but also on their social platforms as a professional, or as someone who wants to communicate different ideas in a different way, you are very welcome. That is the path I want to walk. The objective is this: speaking to the camera, first of all. The camera has always been, as I said, pointing somewhere else, never at me. It doesn't bother me, but I can't say I feel very comfortable either. It's simply what we have always done. We have spent a long time telling people what to do in front of the camera, correcting them, telling them where to look and where not to look. I have a monitor above the camera, and my eyes keep drifting up there. I want to be completely honest about what I'm doing. You need a lot of practice to do what YouTubers do, and I think they're brilliant. They manage a lot of things at once and still keep constant eye contact with the camera. Let me clarify something. It's not that people in advertising don't post on social media. They do, but on very specific platforms, like Behance in the case of graphic work and video, and Vimeo. I'm sure many people have their work on Vimeo, but you will find very few of them on YouTube. And today, with a bit more distance from the industry, I find that strange. It's strange, but you have to be willing to try. I'm doing this in my own style, in my own way, and I want to feel increasingly comfortable with it. This is my first video that's completely honest and relaxed, where I talk about what I used to do, what I did not do, where I'm heading, what I want, and the time I now have, which is very important to me so I can dedicate something to this, which is my passion. Not only to large productions or small productions, but also to begin creating my own content. For whom? Initially, and very honestly, for myself. I'll probably watch it with my daughter, with my wife later on. We'll laugh, we'll learn, or it will simply become a topic of discussion. I also know this will feel strange within the industry, because it's a very small industry in Colombia. We all know each other. It's unusual because you will hardly ever see a producer doing this. Some production companies do it. Very few directors have their own channel. It's a complex field when it comes to exposing yourself in this way. The main network, generally speaking, tends to be Instagram. I think it works quite well in Colombia. I don't know how it is in other countries, but it is usually used to showcase the work, not to generate conversations around what we do, nor to create this kind of space I'm trying to build here. So I'm giving myself the task of looking for that and doing it. All right? My invitation is this: I'm going to document the process. I want to do it honestly, transparently. I simply want to do it. If you are at that point where you say, I record, I edit, but I don't publish, or I go to so many places where I should be recording something but I never use it and I never film it, or I record a lot and I don't edit, or I edit but I don't publish, or I don't save it anywhere, I don't share it, I don't upload it, well, this is the channel for you. I hope I've been clear. I know this video is going to be hard to edit, but that's fine. To wrap up, I don't know where this initiative will take me, but I do know that staying where I was, with that feeling of, why did I never do it, was not an option. So, video 1, done. I'm going to edit it now. This tail end is part of a challenge I'm doing. Bye. Cut.